Like you mean it.
Like that.
Yep.
To prepare for the possibility of SNAP pause, we are working with our local partners in all of the communities, shelters, soup kitchens, pantries. SNAP is a federally funded program. It is the most important, efficient, and the largest hunger relief program there is in the country. A pause on that is going to affect, just in North Dakota, 48,000 individuals.
This is our mobile grocery store. It provides fresh food, predominantly vegetables and meat in small rural communities. Quite a bit of our sales come from EBT recipients. Right now it's making up about 10 to 15% of our total sales a month. So we are concerned also that our sales will be impacted because now those funds won't be available to most of our customers.
Yep. All right. Shalom, shalom. First thing first, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory that's due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Those who rule well and all learned this truth from. All right. Salutation to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking both your lives and freedoms to do so. And shalom to the rest of the elect as we all await the second Exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Kakabar. I'll just be updating, touching on the whole SNAP crisis that's taking place right now. We know the two federal judges pretty much went out and told Trump to release the funds. And then in one breath, they said that they would do it. And then in the next, he said that he would, he wouldn't release them until the government shutdown was over, pretty much blaming the Democrats. So, they playing a blame game, all right, and the whole time they playing a blame game, all right, pointing a finger, it's at the expense, all right, of people's lives, man. All right, people could be set to starve, if this thing was to persist, all right. People not getting it, and they're saying that they're going to release half of the funding, which I believe is around 4.5 or 4.6 billion dollars, which they need 9 billion, all right, and that's per month. Okay, that's what I'm saying, to dish out to these 40 some odd million people. So bare minimum, if they do it, the government's still going to be shut down. But if they do, it's only going to be half of what people were initially getting. All right. And that's even if they do it that way. All right. So, yeah, it's poised to be a crisis, no matter how you look at it. But I wanted to just touch on briefly how this would also affect prices. OK, prices for goods. All right. In these particular stores. All right. Especially the small ones like the mom and pop shops, like the video I just played for you, the lady said that the EBT sales made up for 10 or 15% of their sales, man. So, a lot of these places, these corporations, these businesses accept EBT. So this would affect their sales, man. And in doing that, guess what? They'd in turn increase the prices. Okay, on what I'm saying, the people who do got the funds, the money, a working class or whatever to go and make those purchases, which motherfuckers can't already make ends meet hardly as it is now. So this is a orchestrated collapse, man. All right, I believe now we've reached the longest shutdown. Or I believe we're one day into the longest shutdown in history. Okay, I believe the previous under Trump was 35, so we at 35 or 36 now as of the date of this video. All right, November the 4th. So, yeah, man, this thing is looking just as we've warned you people of these times. All right, and before I jump into this article, I'm gonna grab a precept. This is Lamentations 4:9. It says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field." Yeah, man, that's, going out by means of starving to death, which scriptures tell you. Let's grab this too. For 2 Ezra 16:22, it says, "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And that's the times that you can see are shaping up on the earth, especially over here in America, Babylon the Great. Now that this society is pretty much collapsing from the inside out. I mean, if the government is shut down, all right, how much longer do you think before the country is shut down, man? Okay. The scriptures say the door should be shut in the streets, kind of like what happened back during C-19, man. You know, people was closing up shop. People couldn't really afford to keep businesses open. The mirth had died out. You know, things were slower. You know, things that had closed up. All right, and we're looking at that all over again, man. But point is that it says, many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. All right, and scriptures just said, you'd be better off being slain, you know, than going out that way. You know, one moment, one breath they saying Snap gonna go out, then the next they saying it ain't, then the next, you know, partial. So we just have to wait and see with these things, man. But nonetheless, all right, this famine is coming, okay, and you know, hyperinflation, okay. But this article reads, Snap collapse threatens Walmart, Kroger, and other retailers. Them are, you know, major ones. But how much more? If the major ones are going to be affected, you know, because they're not going to be making as many sales, even if it doesn't account for the majority of them. All right. You know, it's still going to affect them to where they're going to have to, in turn, hike the prices on their goods. Okay. All right. It says millions could see price increases as a result. The ongoing U.S. government shutdown is now 31 days old. And, you know, the date of this article was 3 days ago. So, but it says making it the second longest in U.S. in history. Although the economic pain from this has been accumulating for much of October, on November 1st, it's expected to turn up a notch. All right. So this article's, you know, a few days old. But the point being is that these SNAP benefits, all right, being affected is also affecting everything else. Okay. All right, I'm trying to see if they get to the point. Yeah, the impact on retailers. Food stamps are not just a benefit for vulnerable families, but a key source of revenue for retailers across the country. You see that? Walmart alone accounts for 24%. That's damn near 1/4 of total SNAP spending, according to market research data firm Numerator. That means that if funding for the program lapses, the retail giant stands to lose an estimated $2 billion. Wow, man. And it already is lapsing. Because, again, I think some people got their benefits on the first. Some people didn't, you know, or they may have got partial. But even if they do release the partial funds, you know, which is half of the contingency fund, first of all, it won't be enough for everybody. But also, too, they said, you know, it could take weeks, if not months, for it to be fully dispersed. So no matter how you look at it, this is having a lingering effect. All right. You know what I'm saying? On the economy and these demands of these people, man. It says Wolf research analyst Spencer Haynes estimates that discount retailers like Dollar General and Dollar Tree could also see a hit to mid-single-digit revenue if the program is suspended. All right. Kroger and Costco are also exposed. So, I mean, shit, man, it's pretty much going to be all of them. All right. That's just what it is, man. All right. And so they're going to have to hike their prices up, and then they're going to have to deal with people looting and stealing and rioting. So, yeah, this thing continues on, man. It's just pretty much spelling out disaster. You see that? Which, you know, we understand these devils operate, you know, order out of chaos. So, we like through the spirit, just let it happen, man. You know what I'm saying? These times are being long overdue to come on the planet Earth, because ultimately it's been written, all right, prophecy that it was gonna happen, man. You know, so let's read a little bit more. Although the impact on grocery prices is difficult to predict with precision, David Ortega, professor of food economics at Michigan State University, told Reuters that some retailers could raise prices to preserve their thin margins if SNAP funding lapses. See? In other words, ordinary families could face higher grocery bills to cover the shortfall. So Damn, man. Yeah, that's just, that's what it is. All right. And when you read in Revelation 6, it tells you a day's wage for a loaf of bread, you know, a penny. It says a penny, but that goes into a day's wage. All right. For a loaf of bread, for goods, you know, simple goods. You can make bread with like 3 to 4 different ingredients, man. But it costs you a whole paycheck due to hyperinflation, and we can't forget the tariffs. We can't forget the wars. I mean, it's this shit's falling, man. That's just, that's what it is. And scriptures tell you Babylon can't be healed. Let's grab that and then we'll close out. Because no matter, if they try to pause it or do this or do that, you can't slap a Band-Aid on this place, man. It's like this place got hit in the jugular. You can't put a Band-Aid on that. It's not going to stop, all right, that fatal blow. And this place is pretty much through because the Lord is plaguing this place. And, his place is his own fucking life alert at this point, man. So we hoping and praying, this is the catalyst, for lack of better words, to really, fucking, hurl this place into the great tribulation that we've been warning you people about. It's really, it's started to a degree, but it hasn't, fully reached, reached those heights. But nonetheless, let's grab this and I'm gonna close on out. This is Jeremiah 51:9. It says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." Yeah, man. It's getting so bad in America that people don't want to be here no more. See, it said, "And let us go everyone into his own country." Yeah, these people came over here to try to live the American dream. Who the fuck you think want to come over here now? Okay? And, you want to travel, you might want to do it while you can, which, I'm being, facetious when I say that, because the aviation centers and flights and shit is all delayed because those air traffic workers and shit ain't getting paid, man. Those federal workers. So, hey, we're in them times, man. But I'm ended off there. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shah, DTA Wababa Ball, Shalom.